Welcome into episode 13 of Food FAQ. I'm Mariela.
And I'm Eric.
Peter, and today we are talking about something amazing.
Delicious. We're going to talk about sandwiches and salads.
So easy.
Something really quintessential summertime.
Right. And when you don't want to cook and you have people to feed.
Right.
It's only makes sense to make sandwiches.
Still want to keep your house a little cool.
Right. Especially if you have kids, you just kind of want to make something fast and feed them and get on with your day, because it's not the cooking part isn't so complicated when you have kids. It's the feeding part that sucks. So what are we starting with, Keaty?
So the most difficult one today is going to be one of my favorite sandwiches, which is a shrimp po' boy. I just love this because, I don't know, it reminds me of summertime.
Yeah.
Not like I grew up on po' boys during the summer, but I don't know why this sandwich just reminds me of summertime. So this is probably the most complicated recipe this whole episode.
Amen.
So it's still really easy and quick. So it's simple, Maddie. You're going to get 2 bowls.
Okay.
In one bowl, you're going to mix in some milk and your favorite hot sauce. Okay.
Okay.
In another bowl, you're going to mix together some flour, cornmeal, and Cajun spices. So when I say Cajun spices, you can literally just go to your grocery store, just whatever Cajun spices says. You can create your own spices. The point is just make it a little bit spicy and delicious.
Cajun spice, by the way, I purchased it and I didn't know it was spicy. So in case you're like me, it's spicy.
It is spicy. And remember, in the other bowl, you do have, even though you have milk, but you do have your favorite hot sauce in there as well.
Yeah.
So, and we do that because you layer flavor. You want to layer in each moment of the cooking. Mm-hmm. So this is really simple. You're just going to go ahead. You're going to take your shrimp, and I like to take the tail off of my shrimp.
Me too.
Because I just want to put it all in my mouth.
Fast.
Right.
Get in there.
Like, hurry up and eat it.
Me too.
So I like to take the tail off. I was going to say detail it. I don't know if that's a real term.
It should be detail, though. I like it.
We're going to detail the shrimp. And so I buy the shrimps already deveined and the tails off.
Yeah.
It's a little more expensive, but it's easier.
Yeah.
Anyways,
absolutely.
So go ahead. You're going to place your shrimp into that milk mixture, your milk and hot sauce mixture. Pull the shrimp out, shake off any excess milk, and then go ahead and dip it into your flour and cornmeal. And then when you're done, you're going to actually let the shrimp sit for about 15 minutes.
Really?
Before,
Why?
Let that batter I don't know what it does, Mariela. I'll be very honest with you, but I'm sure there is some reason that Ina Garden can explain to us.
Where are you, Ina?
Where are you?
Ina, can you hear me?
I like that.
Me too.
That's like her bat signal.
Yeah, that'll be our new theme song.
So someone has to explain it to me, but I do know that just leaving it rest there just kind of makes the coating adhere. It just makes it really delicious and crispy and yummy. So let it sit for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
And while that's going on, go ahead and take like your favorite rolls, preferably like a sub roll or a hoagie roll. Start getting it heated up into your oven. Shrimp does cook very quick.
Mm-hmm.
While that shrimp is sitting, make a quick little remoulade sauce, which is basically mayonnaise, preferably Duke's mayo, and get some pickles, shallots in there, hot sauce, salt, and pepper. Just make like a nice little schmear. And when your rolls come out, you're going to go ahead and you're going to put on that delicious sauce with some shredded lettuce, tomatoes, onions. And while you're getting that ready, that shrimp is going to sit there. When everything is ready, you're going to go ahead, you're going to heat up some oil in a pan, and you want to get it kind of hot, about 350 degrees, but just get it kind of hot where you can just sprinkle some of the batter into the oil and it starts sizzling. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to fry the shrimp. It does not take long, like seriously about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And that's about it. When you pull the shrimp out, remember, it's going to still keep cooking. Okay. Put it on a paper towel lined plate or a wire rack.
I love a wire rack.
Wire rack is better. It's going to make it a little bit crispier.
Yeah, I never used it. And for the past couple of years, I've been super into them and I feel like they're invaluable.
No, they really are. When you do things like, well, we can get to the whole thing of making fried chicken, making cookies, making anything in a wire rack. It's going to cool a little bit more evenly. but it's going to prevent it from getting mushy.
Yeah.
And Mari, that's it. And then assemble your sandwich.
Does remoulade have ketchup in it? Or did I make that up?
I do not know. I'm going to be very honest. I just called my mayonnaise mixture a remoulade because it sounds fancy. So I do not know.
I love you, Eric. It's a keto lod.
That's a keto lod. I actually do not know.
I like it. No,
what remoulade has in it. Okay. But we're going to call it a remoulade because
it sounds cute.
It's my po' boy sandwich.
This sounds so good. And
it's really good, Mari. And the thing is, and I know we like to keep things a little inexpensive and we like to keep things, whatever you have in your home. And that is so true. But just remember, the shrimp is the star of the show.
Right.
So
you need more than 3.
Okay. Thank you. Let me tell you something.
Okay. Yes.
I hate when I order like something like this and there's little 3 pieces.
Yeah, like what is wrong with you? It's a shrimp sandwich for Pete's sake. Give me shrimp.
Stuff it with freaking shrimp. Like what?
Charge me $3 more. I'm going to eat this shrimp sandwich.
I want the shrimp to come out of my fucking ears. Okay. Like horrible. So yeah, spend a couple bucks, get the good big shrimp and just stuff your sandwich with it. Trust me. It's worth it. Do not skimp on this. So in other words, do this on a payday. It's going to be great. And it's just a great sandwich. Everybody loves it. And, this same recipe, by the way, you can use it if you ever want to make a fried oyster po' boy. That's really good with it. There's a lot of, honestly, seafood you can make with this type of batter. But shrimp po' boy, it is delicious.
Numero uno. I like this very much. This sounds kind of fancy, but also, I don't know, like crab boil. That's what it reminds me of. Something like that.
Right. Where it's like kind of fancy, but New Englandy in the summertime.
That's it. New Englandy. I like this.
I mean, granted, po' boy is a New Orleans thing.
I'm just saying that's what it reminds me of. And what would you serve that with? Like chips?
You can serve it with chips. You can serve it with fries. Honestly, if you make the sandwich really should be just the star and it'll be everything. And maybe we can get into it, but some of these easy, quick side salads that we're coming up with.
I can't.
The reason why I like to serve with salad is just because, again, summertime, I think of light, airy, fresh.
Right.
And if somebody is kind of low carb in it, like we're kind of like half-ass low carb in it, like I live my life like half-ass low carb. Instead of making a sandwich out of it, use all these ingredients and just make a really awesome salad with it, even with that remoulade sauce.
And really good.
It's really good. And so you can do something like that instead of with the bread.
Oh, you know what you could do? You could cook the shrimp simply, and then you could put them on like a romaine leaf and then top it with a little bit of that remoulade.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Like a lettuce wrap.
Yeah. I like the way that sounds, actually.
Or it's really delicious. So I wouldn't serve with anything, but we will get to some salads in a couple minutes and
absolutely. I'm going to talk about a favorite sandwich that I make here at home when I don't feel like cooking, but I have to feed people anyway. It doesn't matter how I feel. I have to feed. Food over feelings.
Correct. You have a requirement, like a legal one.
Yes, pretty much. That is true. I'm bound by law. But this is what I do. I make a BLT. And nice. I promise you, like, even though it's easy for me to make, no one's ever disappointed. They're always excited when I serve this. Right. And it's an easy thing to make, right? It's literally in the title of the sandwich. It's a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. But there are some things you can do to make it taste really delicious. And I'm not going to lie. I have used like the white bread that comes in the little plastic container, whatever bag. It works just fine. If you want to get a thicker white bread, do it. Right. You can, but it's not necessary, honestly. If you toast it well, I like toasty. This is one thing. I hate it when the BLTs are like a little bit soft in the middle. I like a toasty toast on my BLT.
I agree.
You too, right?
Well, because I hate when you bite into a BLT and like the bread just kind of like breaks and then you have like
it sogs
like bacon like in your hand and things like that. I mean, obviously eat it, but
right. But it's not as enjoyable.
Right.
So the bread, right? Toast it. The bacon, the thick cut bacon, in my opinion, is better in a BLT because it's the protein source of the sandwich. So but not to say you can't use a thin cut. You can, but I think it tastes better. And I make them in my air fryer, which I resisted for a very long time. I always made it in the oven and now I'm in the air fryer and I love it. I put it on 390 for like 7 minutes. And then depending on how thick it is, I'll watch it. I'll put an extra 2 minutes. And before you know it, it's done and it's slightly chewy, even though it's crispy, which I think is also the best consistency for bacon in a BLT.
Right.
Because I don't want to bite into like too much crunch because it feels brittle and I don't know, it doesn't feel like a meal. It feels like breakfast. The other thing I do is I thick cut the tomatoes and I salt them. So this is what I do. Oh, and you have to use a thick ass amount of mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is an ingredient here.
It is. And a BLT, definitely.
Right? So this is how you construct the sandwich. You put your toast down on the cutting board. You slather it with mayonnaise, corner to corner, edge to edge. You want to see it. Like you can write something in it with your finger if you had to. Then you add the lettuce. Then you add the tomato. You salt it. You pepper it. You add the bacon. If you want to make it like a double decker, then I'll add another piece of toast and I'll slather both sides with mayonnaise. Do the same operation on the top and then place the top bun. Or you can just make a one decker, which is what I do for myself and my kids. And then you cut them in half sideways because they look so pretty when you do that. Mm-hmm. And whenever I serve this at home, I'll make it with an easy side, something like a tater tot or something frozen that tastes good. Sometimes I'll make a sauce for them to dip their tater tots in with like mayonnaise and ketchup and a little bit of smoked paprika and vinegar. Delicious. Easy.
That sounds freaking good.
Yeah. And I know it sounds really simple, but when you make it well, I feel like I'm into the tinkering phase of my cooking life. Like right. I feel that I can enjoy really simple things if I pay very close attention to how I make it and what I use to make it and the techniques that I use. Mm. And I think that's really happened over time. Like the less time I have to be in the kitchen, the more I think thoughtful I want to be about it, but also, fast.
Right. I have a question for you.
Yeah, tell me.
Have you tried beef bacon before?
Never.
I haven't either. But I saw it the other day. I was watching the TikToks.
Oh, yeah.
And there's this one amazing TikToker that I follow. Her name is Miriam, and she brings her Orthodox Jewish life to the public. Mm-hmm. And of course, she remains very kosher. And so she actually talked about bacon. She's never had pork bacon before.
Wow.
So she's like, but she was showing what beef bacon looks like. And I just thought that was really interesting. And I kind of just want to try it.
Does it look like bacon?
It looks like bacon. It crisps up like bacon. Think of like a thick cut pork bacon.
What?
And that's what it basically looks like. The meat's a little bit different color because it's beef instead of pork. But it just looks really good. And I really want to find where to buy it. And
where do you buy it?
Well, I think she gets hers at a kosher market. And in the DC area, there's really not a kosher market. But I bet you I wonder if I could find it at a halal market.
Probably.
Because a halal market might have beef bacon. So if anybody knows where to get beef bacon, tell us. Because I want to try it. Because here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say something a little controversial here. I do not like turkey bacon.
Okay. So, okay. I don't think you're being controversial at all. Honestly, I feel like many people feel like you do, but they're too scared to say it. Big turkey is after them. I'm not a fan of turkey bacon. Like, okay, like, all right, it's a substitute, a little bit healthier, especially when you're going to BLT. Fuck that. I can't stand it. No, that's ridiculous. Why would you even say that? No.
Right, like you're having a BLT. Like we're not concerned about our cholesterol at this moment.
Right, like, and turkey bacon to me tastes like if you got a flip flop and you slice, like you kind of like slice it thinly.
It's rubbery.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
People tell me, oh, it's like real bacon. They're lying to themselves.
Yeah, somebody hasn't given them bacon.
No.
It's a lie.
It is a lie. It's horrible. I bet you beef bacon tastes a lot better than turkey bacon.
Yeah, I think so. I think most things taste better than turkey bacon. Turkey bacon's only good when you're really hungry and you're like trying to lie to yourself and you're eating something. You're trying to eat healthy and you're saying to yourself, this will do. Right. This will do, but it's not anyone's first choice for turkey bacon.
All right, so what's next? So I think we need to. So first of all, I love your BLT.
Thank you.
It sounds delicious. I love a really good BLT. There's a deli around here, and it's called Santini's. And when you order their BLT, it's like on a hoagie roll, so it's like a lot.
Yeah.
And then has to be seriously like a half pound of bacon stuffed in this thing. It's really good. Well, that's another thing. Just like we talked about the shrimp po' boy, if you're going to make a BLT, like assure that the bacon is the star of the show.
Right. You have to taste it, and it has to be properly cooked.
Right. And
That's
it can't be like an afterthought.
Right. It can't be too crispy. It can't be too chewy. Pay attention to that.
I hate when you bite into a BLT and you just get a bunch of water from the lettuce.
Blech.
Like, I want to eat the bacon.
I want some meat, baby.
I know you do, Mariela. I know
I'm just saying, I do.
Hey, side dishes.
Right.
I want to talk about salad.
Right. We were trying to discuss which salads we wanted to talk to you guys about. And I didn't want to lie to you and tell you that I'm here cutting mint from my garden or picking watermelons from the vine and making all these fancy salads all the time. I'm not.
No,
I am just not doing that. I am using tomatoes and onions and garlic and things that I already have to make other things. And then it's almost an afterthought here at my house.
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
What's your favorite simple salad?
Okay, this is my favorite. I get an onion and I'll slice it into like thin moons and then I'll put it in water to make them less pungent. While that's happening, I go and I cube a tomato, put it in a shallow bowl, and then I will add red wine vinegar, salt, pepper, garlic powder. I don't like the fresh garlic. I think it's too strong. And then I'll get those onions that were soaking for those few minutes and I'll pop them in there and I'll mix it all together with a spoon. I'll taste it, make sure it's salty enough or vinegary enough. And if it is, fantastic. I put it in the fridge and it waits for me. The beautiful thing about this salad for me is that the next day, if I wanted to put it in a piece of bread, I have a tomato sandwich. Ta-da!
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
It's easy and useful. And I feel like most people don't mind tomatoes and onions.
No, it's a great combination. What type of onion are you using?
I'll use the white if I have it. I'll slice it super thin. But of course, the purple is always pretty.
I preferred onion.
Right.
I preferred raw eating onion.
Me too. That's why I soak it in the water before I put it in, because it's usually not purple. I don't have purple onions just sitting around waiting for me to make a salad, but I always have white onions.
Right. Well, I think it's white onions you cook with.
Exactly.
Like I always think there's like a purple onion that's like a raw onion.
Right.
A white onion you cook with.
But how often do you buy them?
Not often. Only if it's specific.
Yeah, you're going to make a thing, right? You have an idea in your head and you buy it. But I don't, when I make this salad, I'm not like living from the space of a plan. I'm just making something that I want to eat.
Right.
You know? How about you?
Well, I like you, I wanted to come on here and talk about the fabulous salads that I make at these wonderful dinner parties, but I don't.
Right.
I don't. I do make really good salads for dinner parties and stuff like that during the summertime, but I don't.
You don't.
Just look at me. I don't eat a salad on a daily basis.
Your friends don't want to go eat a salad either, honey. Don't worry. You're doing them a favor.
That's so true. They say they want to, but I don't think they really do.
It's bullshit. Are they been eating them at home?
That is true. A big chunk of my friends are pretty fat. So
oh my God.
we're not gonna do this. I mean, what? I mean, so am I. I mean, this is not it's a reality. So I'm thinking one of my favorite salads, it's funny because I don't even know if we can call these salads, but we're going to call them salads. Okay.
Okay.
One of my favorite salads is something that I know you grew up eating also, and I grew up eating. It's so simple. You just cut up a purple onion. I don't soak them. I guess maybe you could soak it, but I don't soak it, but you could. And you cut up a purple onion. You just slice up some tomatoes and you slice up avocado. And you just put extra virgin olive oil on top, salt and pepper, and that's it. And that is what you can serve with your po' boy, by the way.
Oh my God.
Because with that avocado is so hard. And can I tell you something really quick?
Yes.
I miss Florida avocados. These little Haas avocados, I can't freaking stand them.
This is exactly what I was going to say.
Oh, really?
How funny. You literally read my mind.
That is, I cannot. So, growing up in South Florida, you get these avocados, they're massive. They're like these humongous things. And then I move up north later on, and there's just these tiny little, and they're fine. They're okay, but they're not as meaty or as rich or as buttery as like a Florida avocado.
I'm going to say something controversial.
Tell me.
I think that's wrong. You're wrong. The Florida avocados they taste like water. See, they have no flavor. My husband loves those, and he's wrong.
To me, they're heartier. They're just,
no.
They're just really good.
A Haas avocado is creamy and buttery, where the other one tastes like someone took a house avocado and left it in water for too long.
No, because you're not putting olive oil, salt, and pepper on it.
I am, Eric, and you're still wrong. You and my husband.
I'm going to give you one of these crappy little Hass avocados when you come up here this week, and you're going to be really upset at how lackluster it is. But you see, the thing is, too, up here, we don't really have ripe avocados. You have to buy them and then wait for them to ripen.
Me
Whereas
too.
in Florida, go pick it off a freaking tree.
Eric, you can't just pick up, first of all. People will literally fight you here. Okay, if you ever see an avocado on a tree in a house somewhere,
well, you got to pick up the one that falls on the floor. You don't pick from the tree. You have to wait for it to fall on the person's yard.
There are practices
with like mangoes and avocados. That's what you...
Right, but there are standard practices that people expect you to follow, or they will shoot you, I feel, here in Florida.
Well, I mean, it is Florida. So, good luck with that one.
Yeah, you cannot be taking people's mangoes however you decide, or their avocados, because there's etiquette to this. So I don't think you should be telling people this, Eric, as a PSA.
I'm just saying, you know what? Everybody go and buy a Florida avocado somewhere and tell me
that you're wrong.
It's not delicious. Your husband and I are correct with this.
You guys are just going to be fat and happy one day when I die. I feel he's going to move in with you and eat his life away.
And we're going to eat Florida avocados all day long. They're delicious.
And there was another salad you talked about with me.
Oh, I love this salad.
Tell me.
It's so good. And it's really simple. It's a warm beet with goat cheese and walnut salad. It's so simple. You just, you take the beets, obviously skin the beet, and pour some.
You're cooking beets?
That's how you make it warm.
No, Keeter. No. You got to buy them. Fuck that. I'm not cooking beet. Have you ever cooked a beet, Eric?
It takes 45 to 50 minutes in an oven. What are you doing with?
And then you have to peel it, and that red dye is horrible. You're again wrong, Eric. You can buy them from Trader Joe's in a plastic container and heat that shit up in some boiling water or whatever. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. Do not cook a beet. This is my other PSA for today.
You know what? First you ruin avocados, now you're ruining beets. It is not my fault. I am trying to give the public, the global listening community.
All right. Yeah, that's true. We are that.
Beets. Okay. You know, however the hell you warm your beet up, just warm a fucking beet up. Okay.
Okay.
Pop it up, warm it up. Throw some goat cheese on there. Toast your walnuts. It tastes a little better when you toast your walnuts. Put them in a dry pan and just just heat them until you start smelling them. Shake them around. Put it on there with a little bit of balsamic and olive oil. And it is really good. I'm not a beet lover.
Yeah.
But it is really good.
I love beets. You know what would be delicious with this? Candied walnuts.
Candied walnuts is really good with that.
I love a candied walnut and a beet together. Beets are, I don't know, even when they're canned, to me, they're good. It's one of those canned vegetables that I think we forgot to talk about.
I want to give a quick shout out, Mari.
Tell me.
Because and it has nothing to do with sandwiches, has nothing to do with salads, but I feel I need to fit it in here. And I have to give a quick shout out. Right. So summertime, I learned how to make corn a really great way.
Oh, tell me.
Okay. So you buy the corn on the cob and just cut it in half.
Yes.
I didn't do anything to it. I just cut it in half. And Mariela, so I got this. So we all know my friend Tanya, my wonderful friend Tanya. So she has a roommate who's also become a friend, Vanessa. Vanessa is the one that taught me this. And so I have to give a shout out to this. You cut the corn in half, you put it in the air fryer. And you let that go like 375. And honestly, you let it go for as long as you want, however you like your corn. If you like a little bit charred on the outside, if you just like a little bit hot, however you want. And then I took it out. I rubbed it with butter, and she seasons it differently. And she does put butter or oil in it before she puts it in the air fryer. I don't. I took it in the air fryer. I put butter in it, and then I sprinkled it with adobo. And it was freaking delicious. And I just want to
take the husk off, right?
Yeah. You take it off. Naked corn, cut it in half, put it in the air fryer, let it ride for however you like your corn, take it out, rub a stick of butter on it. And I put adobo on there. And if people don't really know what adobo is, just put like garlic powder, onion powder, and some salt. That's basically what you got.
That's a good sandwich too.
I just want to throw that little side dish out there. I know it has nothing to do with salads or sandwiches, but it's freaking delicious.
You could make the corn that way and then cut it off the cob And then you can add it to any of these.
You can make your favorite Mexican corn dip, Mariela.
Oh my God. I've been craving that. I kind of want to make it again. It's been a little while since I had it. What?
The most random thing to crave.
Well, that's
me. Craving some of that corn dip.
Yes. So we have some pretty good ideas here, I think. And they are simple and they are fresh and they're not going to break the bank, except for maybe the shrimp, but just invite 2 people over.
Yeah, you don't invite any more than that.
And we hope you're enjoying this summer series. We definitely are. And the more we get into it, the more simple I think it gets, which I think makes it better. Yeah. Yes.
And you're in town this week.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I'm traveling over there and we're going to be doing this together in the flesh. And I could not be more excited.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see you.
I know. I can't wait to see you too. We're going to be cooking and talking and making content like old people making content.
It's what we do best.
Word. Okay, guys, don't forget to look into our show notes. We have a freebie for you guys where you can download something that will help you build your kitchen, which is basically our first 5 episodes, I think it is, in one sheet. And email us, leave us a message, leave us a 5-star rating.
Comment.
Yeah. Like we're also on YouTube.
Subscribe.
Yeah. Leave us questions. We want to talk to you guys. We love talking to you guys.
Email.
Eric's over there like a little robot. Email. Anyway, you guys, we hope you make these and share them with your friends and then share it with us. And we hope you have a great week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.